I want to take a time to do this video because for the longest time, this guy has been crying on social media, crying in these interviews about elites in his sport of boxing instead of acknowledging his own failures. And that's Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez has got to be one of the brokest, saddest champs in the sport of boxing today. Here, he keeps complaining about his situation with Top Rank on how they're not paying him. And then in another breath, he wants to talk about how ESPN is being biased to all of these black boxers. Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, so on and so forth, right? He seems like he always wants to lash out at the success of black fighters. Even, hates on Bud Crawford and try to say his resume this and resume that. Don't want to give him credit for beating Errol Spence. All kind of stuff, But Tio is the same guy who keep disrespecting the promotional company that signed him, saying that, they're not paying him and he wants to get out of his contract. Yet when he had the opportunity to go elsewhere, he re-signed with Top Rank. This guy now is rumored to be in negotiation with Boot Tennis. It seems that he fell, not seems, the negotiations fell out between Teofimo and Sabril Matias, the former IBF champion. And the excuse that Teofimo Lopez came up with said something about 2.8 wasn't enough. 2.8 million, I think, wasn't enough money. And then they were going to try to put it on pay-per-view. Stupid. The guy turning down paydays. He's turning down the opportunity to fight somebody who's been relevant. Sabril Matias, a lot of us know this guy killed the dude in the ring in the past, and he was the reigning IBF champion, 140 champion for about 3 or 4 fights. Something like that, 3 or 4 fights, maybe more. And Tio is, declines that fight. It's like he wants to do all of this talking about everybody else and how he's supposed to be on some pedestal, but you broke. And then you want to be crying about Top Rank when they're lining you up for fights, man. They're lining you up for fights. You saying they're not paying you, but the offer was on the table for you to get what, 2.8 million, and stay active, stay busy. I'm sure a lot of PBC fighters would like that type of situation that you in. A promotional company that can keep you active and get you a couple $1 million, man. But Teofimo, man, this jealousy thing is not helping his career. He spends too much time dissing people, but your ass went life and death with Steve Claggett, a guy who had multiple losses, a guy who was ranked, I don't know, 11, 12. I don't even think he was ranked top 10 with that many losses. But you got all of this to say about everybody else, but you don't want to, talk about your performances against fighters you supposed to be way better than. I just seen a clip yesterday of the press conference with him and George Kambosos. Little Georgie is what I call him. But out of all the elites, guys that was in your weight class, man, or we talking about 135 and 140, you know, you're the one that lost to Cambosis, man. You're the guy that lost to the dude that you said you was gonna make an example out of. And he made an example out of you. Dropped you, outboxed you for 12 rounds, took your straps, and it's been the rest was history. You went on to defeat Josh Taylor. You know, you get credit for that victory. I think that was the best performance you put on, man. You know, I was impressed with your performance versus Josh Taylor. But then you went after that and then had a shitty performance versus Claggett. You know, also, you know, you're the same guy who arguably got outboxed by Sandor Martin. But Top Rank and the judges gave you the nod, man. You know, you should be happy that a lot of these controversial decisions went your way, because you arguably should have about maybe 3 or 4 losses. Even when you fought Jermaine Ortiz, a lot of you felt you lost that fight. You got all this to say about these other athletes and how they not all of this and all of that, and how their wins are suspect. But your wins have been suspect, T.O. And I've never met anyone or heard anyone with the name Teofimo except for you. You're in a class of your own, man. But you, Teofimo Lopez, have been lucky enough to get the nod from the judges in these close fights you've been in. But yet, you mad at black fighters. Yet, you mad at Top Rank, Bob Arum. I'm going to just tell you, man, T.O. Sr. did a horrible job raising this fool. Horrible job. You know, I think this dude sucks at relationships, not just with his lady, his ex, because, you know, that him and his lady fell apart, you know, that relationship. But I just think you suck all around the board with relationships. Your relationship with your promoter, relationship with your dad, relationship with your lady. You know, hopefully you got a good relationship with your son. You know, relationship with other boxers. You suck, man. You need to learn a thing or two about relationships. You need to learn a thing or two about bridges, burning bridges. Maybe people didn't teach your ass. Your daddy definitely didn't teach you, because I don't know if he was too busy getting high when you was on your rise to the top of the sport. But somebody should have taught your dumb ass that burning bridges is not smart. You know, dissing people before you actually get to the top is not smart, a smart thing to do. And you know, the common denominator is you broke, man. You are broke champ. That's why you so mad. You know, had you played your cards right, and maybe if you didn't diss Top Rank when you thought Triller was the next best thing on the scene, maybe your situation would be better. Maybe you be getting bigger paydays, and maybe they will be trying to line you up, you know, with some snooze fest fights, man, more snooze fest fights, which they have put you in position to look good versus certain opponents. You just didn't, man. It's not Top Rank's fault that you went 12 rounds with Steve Claggett. It is not Top Rank's fault that you arguably got outboxed by Sandor Martin. It is not their fault that you got your ass cooked and lost all your belts when you fought little Georgie Cambosis, man. I just wish one of these reporters would tell him, shut your bitch ass up, and just tell him the truth, man. There's too many people like tiptoeing around the truth when it comes to Teofimo Lopez. This is not a black thing. This is not a promoter thing. This is all you. You're not that smart. You're arrogant. And you're not that skilled. And for someone that got so much against black athletes, man, I am looking forward to the day you sign up and fight a top black fighter. Seriously, whether it's Devin Haney, whether it's Shakur Stevenson, Tank, Bud Crawford, Boots Ennis. Look, man, sign the contract with somebody because I am sick of hearing this dude bitch and complain, and you're not doing anything to change your current situation. You know what I mean? You know, that ain't got nothing to do with ESPN ain't being biased to a lot of these athletes. You know, just because these black fighters are richer than you, don't mean that it's some kind of agenda, man. You are not that good. And you put on these mediocre performances versus subpar comp. So shut your bitch ass up, man. Who are you going to fight next? You know, this is it. The sport of boxing is all you got, man. You ain't got shit else. You don't have anything else. You're not going to be able to have success going into business and shit. I don't see it, man. You're not that intelligent. You don't have the business acumen, the composure, the patience. I don't see you making smart investments and doing good business, man. Even with the little money that you done got, what are you doing with it, man? These people make far less money than you and make great investments and not bitching and crying and they happy. But you know what it is? You want more. You wish you was the guy that everybody talked about and put on a pedestal. And you know, you'll be happy if you got all the props and everybody got shitted on. But it's just not reality, man. It's not reality. So hopefully the whole ass Tiafimo will lace it up and fight somebody, man. And if Turkey Al Sheik is willing to pay you millions of dollars to fight one of these black fighters like Boots, go ahead and do it, man. That way we can really see if you really is everything you say you are, you know? Because you need a good win against somebody like a Boots, Shakur, Devin, somebody like that, you know? But until that day, shut your whole ass up, you know? Shut your whole ass up.